Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning, and for that matter, a great day. Today, I will be playing more Genshin Impact. I will be doing the new Raiden Quest that came out in 2.5. Um, this quest is a continuation from the previous Raiden Quest. It's Act 2 this time. So hopefully it's a bit better. I know a lot of people didn't like the initial Raiden quest. They didn't think it was great or, for that matter, even entertaining. So I hope that this one will change their opinion of that because this one's sort of a continuation, a setup for the new boss that came out as Yae Miko's ascension material or talent ascension material. So, yeah, hopefully it's fun, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, here in the quest, you have to talk to Catherine to initiate it. It's a standard story quest, which is unlocked through here by unlocking this, which the prerequisite is the Raiden quest, which is the prerequisite to all of Inazuma quest. And then this one is the prerequisite requires this. And it's Yae Miko's, which is kind of cool. I wonder what that's about. Hello, Catherine. What's up? Hello, Catherine. What's up? Oh? You can't skip that one. Oh? Yeah? Yeah, of course. Uh-huh. Makes sense. But why? Interesting. Weird. Yeah. I'm well aware. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. I'll send those pooches packing. I like that it's voice acted. Also, this is the first time I've heard Catherine give such a long speech. Uh-huh. I doubt I will. I I I quite literally have Kamisato alt, so I should be fine. Unless they're cryo wolves. No, not cryo wolves. Just two of them? Was this the only concern? Two? Two measly small rift hounds? Nope. Okay. Here comes the big guy. I wonder what this has to do with Raiden, other than it's the tree and, don't want to destroy the tree. That's bad for the environment. This isn't. This isn't. There's been like 9. Paimon, saying that there's so many of them is a bit of an overstatement. I can kill more of these. Raiden, I don't see why you have to be the one who saves me here. I was doing quite well. It is definitely A. Yeah. Good question. What is she doing here? Oh, shit. Oh?
So I pursued them, and they led me
Sorry,
here,
guys. It
where I
seems that the
happen to want
sound
to
was
you.
bugging out for a bit there. Sorry if the sound wasn't like audible for you guys. Um, it seemed to be like weirdly broken. I've been having issues with OBS, so hopefully the sound is back now and you'll be able to like hear it. The Catherine section was just voice acted by Catherine. I let it play out fully, so hopefully you were able to read if it wasn't audible. Anyway, um, but the commission and the adventures are dealing with the monsters. Doesn't seem needy.
If the
Yeah.
Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation
That's
alone.
fair.
Hmm? Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission.
That makes
But
sense.
Rift Hounds attacking the sacred Sakura.
Brings
It
back
brings back
memory?
bad memories of that terrible disaster.
Terrible
A disaster?
disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land.
Oh no.
Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters
That
committed many
reminds me too
atrocities on
of
Inazuma
the
soil,
that one island that they
and the
added
Rift
with the
Hounds
fog
were always
consuming
their advance
everything.
guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts.
Oh?
So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an
Not
excess of
really.
caution is not unwarranted in this case.
I just feel
Guess
like
we
I could
can't
have
argue
handled
with
it, that's
that.
all.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby.
Oh,
All
those
of them
traces.
must
I'm
be
all like, what
eliminated.
traces? Me not noticing the blue.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kind of makes you feel invincible, doesn't it?
I have no
Oh
idea what
yeah,
you're talking
after
about.
we dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about
Kamisato
Journey.
alt be like,
This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage.
oof.
Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Hopefully it hasn't taken too much damage. Why are the wolves like gathered up? What is their goal? Who's guiding them? That's the real questions that I'm really curious about. Hopefully the story, has a satisfying answer for them. More markings. I lost the markings there for a bit. Okay, it's just forward. Eh. I guess they just expect you to keep moving forward. Oh,
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
that's great to
This
hear.
stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing?
Good question. I always wondered that.
Huh?
Oh. This reminds me exactly of the island. Someone's injured. How terrible.
Could they be dead people? It wouldn't be the first time we'd seen ghosts on our
Yeah,
island.
we've seen it
Why
actually
would they
quite
be
often.
here?
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
Okay.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Can I just talk to the ghost?
What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. And once you're in their sights, I'm telling you there's no escaping them.
Oh? What
We will
monsters?
defend Inazuma until our dying breath.
What monsters?
You don't know? Inazuma is engulfed in darkness. Beasts and horrifying monsters are everywhere. They are merciless, ferocious, and they will devour everything in their path. Every last trace of humanity's existence, I tell you. They'll devour it all.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. Look, get out of here. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune
Oh?
Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves. I don't know how
What
long we
happened
can
to
hold
them?
for, but if we abandon our hope, then we've got nothing left at all.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beast.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Over? But what do you mean?
You're dead.
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft
You're
breeze
dead.
blows.
I'm sorry to inform
This
you.
is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember. There are no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
What? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Sorry for the cut, guys.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
Everything is fine now.
Huh. I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity.
You're correct, I guess. Somewhat.
Thank you,
Correct.
Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
And then they disappear.
He's gone.
Paimon can't even
He's a
begin to
tortured
understand
soul.
what that was all about.
I don't know.
Somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The
Oh.
sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity
Oh?
filled with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory.
Oh?
Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
That makes
So
sense.
the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was
Sad.
describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma
Yeah.
500 years ago. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The
Conria.
disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Teyvat. But my
Uh-huh.
friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Yeah, apparently.
Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saigu sacrificed her life to protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the very last. But even
Hopefully.
then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
Hey.
Yes. For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever.
So you're no longer stuck in the
When I
past.
traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future.
Absolutely.
As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, it isn't a light subject by any means,
Let's keep
Paimon.
investigating the damage to the sacred Sakura.
Damn. I didn't expect them to pull out, like, heartfelt story. Last time we were just relaxing with her. Now we're, like, going through her trauma.
Leave them to me.
Okay. I would have left them to you anyway. I wonder what set they have her on, because I don't like the fact that I'm forced to only use Raiden here. I'm not good when I can't heal, game.
No escape.
I'm gonna slowly die. What is gonna happen if I die? And of course they have me fight the ones with the highest electro resistance. Okay. It's pretty reasonable. It was only a couple weak ones. Are you feeling okay? Have a migraine perhaps?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go!
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time.
That's
I
fair.
must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun!
That is honestly fair.
The roots seem pretty badly We
Yeah.
definitely need to tell the Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Oh, it's a blind man.
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land?
Yeah.
Like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Yeah, because he died.
Allow me to
Paimon,
introduce
that was
Furuyama.
obvious.
He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your
Yeah?
Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me.
Oh?
It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest.
More like a
Afraid
friend.
I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest.
Also, why'd he
After
die out
all,
here?
It's quite a mess out there.
Out there? We're not
What
in.
should we do?
Let's go along with, let's learn more about the past.
Yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already.
Yeah?
Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped.
Neighborhood?
They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay.
Oh.
And now the Almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then? People flee out of a desire to live on, and the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories, I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma. Over time, I've come to understand her mindset. Quite the romantic at heart, a true dreamer. One thing she always says is, good things don't last forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end.
I mean,
So you see, as bleak as things may
yeah.
be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the Almighty Shogun for the last time. Ah, what a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the Almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. But to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once
Oh
this
my.
catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh? Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve the tea. The Almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty departure.
Can't
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Oh my.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But, well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect my tea. I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
I'm sorry, Paimon. You take too long to talk.
And the almighty Shogun! How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I
We
wish
need
to
a
borrow
tea
set
tea
from the
set.
Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually,
Of course not.
I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the traveler. Please, fetch the tea set at your...
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Oh my.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you
Jeez.
must have a lot of questions.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun that he described didn't sound anything like you at all.
Yeah, no, he
I
really
haven't
didn't
had time to
describe
drink
A.
Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases,
Oh,
the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon,
his
who was also
her
my
sister.
sister. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but he always acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The
Probably.
philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality. She always saw things that way.
That makes
You and
sense.
Makoto had pretty different views.
Yeah, kinda different.
Indeed
Just
we
a
did.
little bit. Just a tiny
It
bit.
was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
Yeah. In other
They
words,
are similar.
ambition.
But not identical.
Yeah.
When you came charging into the plane of euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me.
Understandable.
It seems like she was right. While I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Yeah.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is something eternal.
Yeah.
That's, quite a lot to take
Yeah.
in.
You think?
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes.
Of course
I didn't
not.
understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with.
Yeah, it does sound
Yes.
more in
yes.
line with the way humans see the world.
I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your Excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve
It's all good, sir. She's actually
Yeah.
pretty chill.
Yeah, she is insanely
Let us
chill.
return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
This story has been very, very sad so far. Like, oh my. With the minor technical hiccups that I've had, it's still been such a heartfelt experience. I hope you guys have been enjoying it too. I really think that this is probably one of their best works so far. I think the voice acting work carries it above and beyond. A lot of the characters deliver their lines like very well. Is he gone?
Hey, where'd he go? He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Wouldn't be put it past him.
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long. As was the case.
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
Come on, don't start
The information
crying.
held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
Cheer up, Paimon. Let's make our own tea.
This chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major
Oh
problems
god,
doing
oh
it
god.
myself.
Yay, stop her. She's cooking. Oh god.
Tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it.
I don't need to understand, or it's just a matter of memories flooding back in. Or you don't need to understand. You don't need to. I understand.
You're right. The
Damn.
things we've seen today have
Misread
brought
the
back
same
many
line
memories
3
for me.
times.
I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. But now, I'd like to broach a heavier topic, if I may.
Oh
The
my.
events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu, they also...
She died in that disaster too?
I'm not surprised that she
Yes.
died.
She went to Conria alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past, I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time,
Damn.
the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening... Yes,
She had already died.
it was too late. I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath.
Oh my.
She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point,
Oh my.
so all I could do was enter into her mind. As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know as the sacred sakura.
Yeah, it just appeared,
That's
apparently.
exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it. And yet, its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
It's more than just beyond your level, Paimon. You're a comedic character, and this
She
is a
had
very
such a great
deep
love for
story.
this land and for its people.
Oh, goodness
In
me.
this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
Yeah. I know the pain of separating too. Of separation too.
While we're on the topic, since you experienced that battle in person...
Have you seen my brother before?
I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Yeah.
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm wondering what
I'm
Aether has
sorry.
done.
I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over.
Makes
And
sense.
also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma and the fate of those closest to me. So,
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
afraid I can't help you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. But it can't be helped, I guess.
Understandable.
Both of you have experienced great tragedy.
Paimon,
With this
that makes it
last cup
sound
of
like
tea,
you haven't.
let us honor the Team Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
Claw marks?
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Okay.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe
Up
this
there.
next pack of monsters should be the last.
Okay. Cool. One last. Does that mean up? No, that means down. Because you can see it over here. Just, oh my. I didn't expect this story to be as drab and dark as it has been. All the sad moments. It's good writing, don't get me wrong, but like, the darkness of it is definitely does not escape me.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey! Are you sure you're alright? You're scaring us!
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best.
You okay, Raiden?
There is There's no escape.
I like how it kept her HP value from earlier. Or is this my Raiden? Yeah, it's forcing me to use my Raiden.
Shine down.
Interesting how that works.
Torn to oblivion.
That or they gave me a Raiden who's very similar. Oh?
You alright?
It puts you in a stun lock? Oh. Is she okay? Her body is rebelling against her.
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
Don't force it.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a... We'll deal with the
Oh my, what are we gonna see here?
That's the same light again.
This time it's, Oh!
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too. Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling...
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Does this mean I don't have to fight them and that they're just gonna use those
Danger is our
people?
duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up
Because
arms
if I don't have to fight them, that's cool.
No need to worry.
It seems like my
Almighty
mic's weirdly
Shogun.
peaking at
When
times.
the
I'm sorry if
situation
that's
looks bleak,
bad.
draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
It certainly
Oh
is.
my.
I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Yeah.
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight
Of
you
course.
appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Of course. Do we actually...
The Almighty Shogun!
Okay. I get it. They fight. That makes sense.
Wheel of life.
Let me just heal the Shogun right quick. With my Chi-Chi.
Orders given. Orders received.
Erase all...
Obey! Do your
The fact that you
master's
can
bidding.
still use the Raiden is pretty funny. To me, at least. I don't know if the comedic elements are to anyone else. You did great.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Gladly.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep rest.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You don't sound very much better.
Truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back, and when they do, it'll be more than a few Rift Hounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Of course.
What are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Mm-hmm. Even when it eventually takes your guys' life.
Just leave it to us. But the Almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the Almighty Shogun.
Oh, thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall...
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will
Mm-hmm.
never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
God,
Glory to the Shogun.
this story has been very
To the
deep and
Shogun.
hard on heart.
They're gone.
Was that a promise to them or a promise to yourself?
It was both. The people's
Makes
sacrifice
sense.
has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to how brightly they shone in their final moments. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless,
I don't
because
believe
they are
so.
but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But
Mm-hmm.
even so,
I still think it matters,
they are
though.
due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now.
Yes, I believe that too.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long. I used to think just like that samurai, that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior
Someone
is
like
someone
Makoto.
like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done.
Yes.
They are. They are
People are
strong
definitely
and
worth your
resilient,
trust.
and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to...
Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new
Sorry for the
possibilities.
weird jitteriness there.
This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being.
I'm
I will
glad.
leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root system.
Alrighty then, let's move on.
Are you okay?
He looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now. She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her.
She's had a lot to ponder.
What's wrong, eh? What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation
You need to take time to rest?
is more serious than I thought. No need. She is calling me.
What?
The time has come. Can you help me walk? I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Oh?
Why? What's in there?
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past and take the first steps into the future.
Oh my. Oh. They've removed the barrier?
We're finally here. The entrance
Should be nearby. I didn't know that this existed. I guess I couldn't have.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
You alright?
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm happy. I'm about to put an end to it all. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of
What?
consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with this body as I please.
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Paimon gets sucked in, of course. Oh my, this story has been great. But has it not been fraught with such heavy topics?
Dizzy. Where did we get sucked into this time? Whoa. This
Makuro's realm? It does look like the plane of Euthymia.
Look over there! It's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules.
The rules?
Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that the puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you?
Yes.
Have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait! The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse! Are you alright now?
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use
Okay,
of the
that
body.
makes sense now.
She indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
That makes sense. It's a safe measure so she doesn't change.
But not like this! It's a bit extreme!
Yeah.
With the Shogun? Never thought we'd see
A
that.
showdown of shoguns.
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals. The very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
That's
Any
understandable.
other way? Can't you talk it through?
No. It's not very, she's not very talkative, you see, Paimon.
Best for Inazuma.
They just,
My
yeah,
form is
they
a
do.
symbol of supreme majesty,
They
in
do
which
both
has been
just want the
vested
best.
power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits A's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes as she moves forward. So too does it inherit her determination to reach eternity. Every action undertaken
I really
is
like
in
this
seek of
story so
resisting
far.
erosion.
I'm gonna go out and say it. I think that this is good.
Courage, love, hatred. All of these will be degraded and distorted by the incessant flow of time. Only rules shall remain
Only
constant for
rules.
eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to overcome. You wish
Yes.
to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did.
Oh my. How am I supposed to beat this? Ow. How am I supposed to do a solo A duel? I'm not this good, game.
There is no escape. The eye sweeps the lands.
Oh.
Illusion shattered.
I didn't know I was supposed to destroy it.
Weak, pathetic.
I am kind of weak, and I am kind of pathetic, but it's because you removed my ability to use like half of my viable characters, and I started at half HP. This isn't necessarily a fair duel.
I shall not fall here.
Oh, I get healing? Can you stop blocking my attacks?
Shine down, pathetic. Weak.
Oh, I can break it. Okay, so those shields are breakable.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish. The eye sweeps the lands.
I don't care about your eye, I'm gonna beat you.
Sakura blossoms that once filled the skies
Oh?
fell to the ground as pitch black rain.
That's
As long as the ley
very
lines flow,
poetic.
the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Yeah, and got new moves and attacks. I'm not
To
surprised.
oblivion.
I did literally the same thing earlier, Paimon, and she's just me. So, like, are you really that surprised? Also, she switched styles to her sword style. Ow, that attack kind of hurt. Not a lot, but
This is
a little.
absurd. Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered. Ha!
Ow. Am I gonna die? Like, actually die? I'm 1 HP.
Illusions are but distractions.
Can you
There is
lose
no
this?
escape.
Oh.
Now you shall
Do I have to
perish.
defeat all of them? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Shine down. There is no escape.
But damn, has this story been deep?
Absurd.
Oh my.
Without yearning, all returns torn to oblivion. The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time.
This is so cool! I can't wait till I have to do this 18 times. Once every Monday.
Pathetic. Shine down. Weak. Inazuma shines eternal.
It still hurts a ton, even if I hit her with the ult when it's not fully charged. Can you actually lose this fight is my biggest wonder.
There is no escape.
I know normally you would be able to, because it's a 3-stage fight, and you're expected to have 4 people.
Perish the land.
Or it's a 5-stage fight, I don't know.
Illusion shattered.
Like, if I hit the initial attack, then I would have killed her.
Inferior.
Inferior?
Falls on the land of eternity.
I can't hit her. Oh no. Now I have to actually do the thing that the game wants me to. How dare you force me to play with your game mechanics, Mahoyo. I won! I won!
Crumbles.
The actual fight's gonna be a bit different.
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
Me too, Paimon. How the
Realm of
heck?
consciousness. Her existence is tenacious indeed. She was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living beings, including you and me.
I doubt that. I'm kind of dense.
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking, one that will be resistant to erosion. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change, and Inazuma can never move forward. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight.
What
I
will happen to
defeat her.
Inazuma in the
500
meantime?
years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree, so that new, healthy branches might spring to life in their place. It is about time that I learned to trust them.
But can you bear leaving humanity to go alone? Everyone looks to the Raiden Shogun for hope.
I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun does not exist is nothing to fear. I fight for the everlasting future of Inazuma. However long the battle may last, it is but a drop in the ocean of eternity. I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. This is my oath. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
And she kicks us out. Does that mean she's gonna be gone until we get an Act 3?
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do?
I guess that Torii Gate has always been there.
Keep on duking it out in there forever? She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still...
A has no physical body anymore, and and has to rely on the on the Shogun. Yeah.
Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of rushing into difficult What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen, and then she might never leave again.
Yeah, we're just not allowed. We're not gonna leave her
We should help her
just
out,
yet.
like we did last time. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the fight? Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to Ava.
Tell ya, Miko.
Oh, but we also can't get in there Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh,
Come on, brain juice.
Paimon now? Okay, maybe if we both ram into it at the same time really hard.
Paimon, I love you.
Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her.
Yeah, let's go talk to Ye.
Understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we can turn to. All right, up the mountain we go.
I'm just gonna teleport, Paimon. Oh, I don't even have to teleport. It did it for me. Yay, Miko! Hey, look, she's here.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you.
I'd be glad for it.
I realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Honestly?
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's she.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn.
Stupidly
Jumps straight to
so.
the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A all right.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now?
She's rushing
Rushed
into it with.
without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure!
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All
Aww.
I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of euthymia.
Mm-hmm.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Yeah.
Not just because of that. The nature of the space
Oh.
itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like? Anyway,
Misty.
we needn't worry about the details too much.
Super
It'll
Misty.
just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all. First things first. Follow me to the entrance.
Gladly. What? You guys showed me that you have the power to teleport, but then you don't teleport me. Come on, guys.
Now then, I always have my ways. It's just a question of how crafty I need to be. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept.
Yeah, it is kind of
Luckily,
abstract.
I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there.
Yeah.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time.
I've already done
This is
that, so
precisely why when
it's not a
entering
big
the plane
deal.
of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
In your dreams, Paimon.
Suit yourself.
I'm dragging you
Worst
down
case
with
scenario,
me.
all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
Paimon had it up to here with both of you. Oh, fine. Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way.
Oh boy.
I say.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
Okay.
Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door
Okay.
is open.
I'll be thinking,
Hop on
take
in.
me to the
I'll
big
stay outside
electro
and provide
MILF
what's to be
mommy
I can.
the entire
I'll be ready to
time.
respond
Don't
if
worry.
anything happens. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please.
Bring her back.
Bring her back.
Gladly.
Miko, you better know what you're doing.
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Okay, come on. Take me to the big electro MILF mommy. I guess 2 electro MILF mommies. More than 1. Why am I specifying? Ooh, this is a cool... I love this. Wow.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
I want to be taken to the
Only
big
if you are
electro
strong
MILF
enough can I
mommy.
deliver you to the right destination.
Oh my, you guys really know how to do your animations when you're trying. Oh my.
Huh?
Yeah, hello.
How can this be? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
All these years?
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian
Yeah.
of Eternity. Now these
Just,
two
I
which have
can't get
once
over
met
that.
in
That
space.
animation was so fucking
An inevitable
cool.
fate, perhaps.
Whew.
Then,
Dude,
let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500
it was so
years
cool.
ago.
I don't.
Final duel? Huh. So you're finally willing to stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new.
Oh.
The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day
This is
into
the
night.
newer fight.
And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams.
Ooh.
You have endured. I will endure
There's
forever.
there's like a rock song in the background. It's like a remix. Oh, you just need to. Oh my.
Inferior. Transcend all constraints. Illusion shattered.
Oh my.
Purge all obstacles.
Holy shit.
Perish.
Also, I'm using the sword even though
The will I carry within me will never be eroded nor destroyed.
I'm not in alt. I just barely noticed that.
Is in my hand.
Oh my. What am I supposed to do here?
Ha! Illusion shattered.
I guess dodge.
Ha! Inferior. Now you shall perish.
I guess it's only there for the alt's there for the initial hit.
Ha! Inferior. Ha!
Dude, this is the coolest story quest I've ever had. That I've ever done. It started out heartfelt.
The final calamity.
Just this. I just can't. I just can't.
This is the end.
You have won.
I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin.
Why are you
The
looking?
blade
Why are
that
you
I
all looking
inherited
at me?
from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool.
Yeah, of course not.
You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call
Growth.
I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future.
Of course.
Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat?
How coy.
It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
The Sakura petals.
Hello, A. And greetings, those who
Oh.
have come to bear witness.
It's her sister.
I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but
Yeah, probably.
you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said.
Of course
There was
not.
no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion.
Many
I don't know
a
what
years.
Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, A? I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
Yeah, it is.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to
I'm
touch
so,
eternity,
so in a mixed state of emotions right now. I don't know why. Oh my. That. This game has no right to be this good. I swear. Sometimes.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems.
Probably.
And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything
That seed.
is that seed.
Fair.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this.
Is there a? Is there
Whatever
a?
the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No,
Maybe now she
but I
has.
understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today.
Yeah.
And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not?
Yeah.
Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space.
Makes sense.
Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Oh.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
An inevitable,
I thought that the flow
an
of time was the
inevitability
same on
of
the
fate.
inside and the
Sorry,
outside.
I'm
So it
unable
was a
to speak
great
because I'm
short time
crying.
when the
Or I
traveler
cried.
reappeared. My first thought
Oh
was,
my.
has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
I'll
A,
never forget
how are you
you.
feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say,
Moving forward's
this
hard.
has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day.
You made crucial contribute.
I just planted a seed.
Yeah, but you did. You contributed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing.
So, the final act might be a simple one. Just because the effect ends up a bit back and back to front. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
Yes.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Ouch.
Makoto said the exact same thing.
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
Those
We will have
eyes.
to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
What's the Sakuto decree?
That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity
Oh.
defined by stasis.
Eternity
which case,
defined by
There is
stasis.
no further need to keep the nation under lock and key.
Uh-huh.
I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Challenges do good. Chance for a new opportunity. Guys, that was one of the best story quests I have ever seen. I really do believe that they haven't been improving greatly, and I honestly think that Genshin has still life in it and that it has chance to be even better than it has in the past. That writing, that story, that animation, everything was just so great, and I'm so glad I got to experience it with you guys. And sure, there might have been some bumps here and there, but thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for enjoying. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all. Thanks a ton. Bye.